Most of you know that there's so many more things that are on the ballot than just presidents. We've got every representative is on the ballot. There's all sorts of local things going on. I want to talk about one of those that all of those of you that live in Florida, you need to pay attention to my next guest and this story about what's happening with Amendment 4. Watch.
I'm Forrest Saunders standing outside the state capitol. 14 days left until Election Day, and the war on 4 is raging here in the Sunshine State. Amendment 4, of course, is that abortion ballot initiative that would take the state back to viability about 24 weeks. But Governor Ron DeSantis now making it at least his part-time job to see that it's defeated. Take a look. In just 2 days, 3 official press conferences for Governor Ron DeSantis in major metros: Coral Gables, Winter Garden, and Jacksonville.
It's great to be back in Jacksonville.
The focus, defeating Amendment 4. That's the abortion initiative DeSantis considers too broad and too dangerous.
The whole idea is to try to jam this through with a blizzard of lies.
If approved, A4 exchanges Florida's 6-week ban for viability, about 24 weeks, with exceptions determined by a, quote, healthcare provider. It lacks definitions and protects, quote, parental notification without mentioning parental consent.
There is a bait and switch on the way it was written. Notification is not consent, and you will absolutely have minors that undergo abortion without the parents consenting to it.
DeSantis not alone in his travels, flanked by physicians at each stop, all echoing his concerns.
Vote no on Amendment 4.
Thank you for voting no on Amendment 4.
To vote no on Amendment 4.
The war on 4. Well, Bo Heyman's the executive director of First Care Women's Clinic. It's a leading pregnancy help center known for innovative service, and he's a dedicated pro-life advocate, obviously, and he's also the chairman and founder of Keep Florida Pro-Life, political committee focused on defeating Amendment 4, a pro-abortion measure in Florida. Bo, welcome to FlashPoint. Tell me about this war on 4. Seems like there's a lot of double talk in this bill.
For sure. It's a pleasure to be here. You know, DeSantis and the news report that you just showed, they're absolutely right. They do want to take away the 6-week ban and replace it with viability. But not only that, with the undefined term healthcare provider saying that it's necessary for a woman's health, abortion will be legal in Florida all the way through 40 weeks, which is just, it's terrible. No matter how you feel about abortion, pro-life, etc., no matter how you consider yourself, you cannot possibly be for women having abortions at 40 weeks.
40 weeks is, yeah, crazy. Let me bring back in Jenny. Jenny, you hear this, what's going on in Florida? They were wanting to push this. The 40 weeks is bad enough, but they're also doing this whole thing with not necessarily giving parental consent to be able to have this, which is the very thing, what we talked about earlier, how we are not done with this battle.
No, we're going to have to be speaking up like never before and getting in fights. And I mean that in the most positive way, but getting in these on the battlefield in ways that some of us thought maybe we would never have to be engaged in. And so there is going to be a lot of opportunity for us to be speaking out, to be going, until this whole thing came up even a year and a half ago where everything really got exposed. I'd never been to a city council meeting. I'd never been to a school board meeting. I never imagined I would have to speak at something like that or go in and pray for my friends who were speaking. And so we are going to have to be engaged in this. And we're a movement of prayer. Absolutely. There's the air game, but the ground game is demanding us to step in and really use our voices in this hour, or we're going to be losing our culture and losing our kids.
Without a doubt. All right, Bo, so other than voting no on 4, what else can people do?
Well, they can support the work that we're doing here at Keep Florida Pro-Life. They need to also talk to their friends. I tell people this story. My son was in a fender bender, and he was fine. And we're waiting for the tow truck to come, me and a person I've never even met before. And somehow Amendment 4 comes up. And within, 2 or 3 minutes, he goes, "That's terrible. I'm going to vote no on that." And then he said, "What's the amendment number?" "I'm going to text my wife." So I think just getting the word out to your friends, your family, your neighbors, without being pushy, all you need is the information, because everyone should be voting against this. This takes away what's called common sense regulations on abortion. Now, obviously, as a very pro-life person, someone who runs a pregnancy ministry, I don't think abortion should be legal at all. But if it's going to be legal, and if we care about women at all, we have to protect them with these common sense regulations. And as Jenny said, it gets rid of parental consent and replaces it with notification. Those are not even close to the same thing.
All right, FlashPoint Army that live in Florida, you know what to do. You need to take out your phone, text all your friends that live there and say, vote no on 4, and they can find out more information. How, Bo? How can they get more information on this?
They need to visit keepfloridaprolife.org. Now, I've heard a lot about the FlashPoint Army, so much so that I called our web people and said, hey, if 100,000 of them visit keepfloridaprolife.org, are we going to be able to handle the traffic? So they assured me that they could. So that's the challenge being laid down right there.
Oh, so there's a challenge. Of course, you did. We're only talking to the state of Florida, but I know we have a lot of people in Florida. So Florida, come on, let's shut down that website. KeepFloridaProLife.org and vote no on 4. Bo, thank you for coming by. Keep us up to date. Let us know what happens.
Thank you. It was my pleasure to be here.
My pleasure as well.